that is a little bit of K. Michelle from our guest today, Bread Boi. We have a very special situation for you today, but first let me welcome you all in. It's so good to see you. I am Jon Leiberman. This is Rapping with Leiberman presented by EveryJoe.com, and what we say is real news, rappers' points of view, and without any further delay, I want to bring in Bread Boi and his wife Samantha. Good to see you two.
Nice to be here.
Nice to be here.
Let's get right to it first. Bread Boi, what is the state of hip hop today?
I think hip hop right now it's not in a bad state. I believe it's coming back to life with some of the young talent, such as the J. Cole's and people like that. Still pretty bad recession, but it's coming back.
Samantha, how does Detroit, where you guys are, sort of mold, the scene and the music?
To be honest, Detroit's not the best for the music. I mean, everybody in Detroit seems to have the same sort of sound. There's only a few that differ from the rest, but when there is somebody who makes a hit, they end up making it, like the Dej Loafs and the Doughboys and stuff like that. But a lot of people here, they all just sound the same, so they don't really make it too high in the industry.
Bread Boi, what is the best way to connect with the audience?
I would say social media is big right now. Having some type of following, creating a following is huge, and doing shows, being available for people to see you is everything. Just communicating with the fans via Instagram and Twitter is very big for today's artists, I believe.
Who's the best rapper out there today? I'll ask each of you. I'll start with you, Samantha. Who's the best rapper out there today? Your husband to your left?
I was just going to say that. You ruined it for me. Thank you. Bread Boi.
Bread Boi, who's the best rapper out there?
I would think the best artist right now is Drake. I think he delivers the most influential music in a high state.
I think he said in Detroit.
In Detroit?
No, just in general. That's fine.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely say Drake.
When you guys sit down to write, tell me a little bit about the process. When you sit down to do a rhyme, how does it come to you? How does the hook come to you? Does it just sort of come to you?
I'm going to answer the question for him because
Yeah.
I've sat next to him when he's done it. He doesn't write. Most of the time anyway. He just usually hears a song, gets in the booth, and starts going at it. So a lot of the times, a lot of his hits that have been made, like even the K. Michelle song, he's just gotten a beat from a producer that sent him something, and he just hits the booth and does something on it.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for him to flow with music when it comes naturally, as opposed to sitting down with a pen and paper.
All right, we're going to get to some news topics in just a minute, but first, the audience wants to hear a rhyme. So, Bread Boi, drop a little rhyme for us. Samantha, help him if you want. However you guys do it, give us a little taste of what you do.
Well, I'm behind the scenes in the music industry, so I don't rap, but he can if he wants to.
All right. The best thing you could do is put a man in position, give him the light, tell him directions, don't make no decisions. That's his job. You could coach all you want. Like Pat Riley, he D-Wade with the rock, he gonna shoot it because that's his shot. Understand where you stand in another man's perspective. Either he gonna drink from the fountain, he gonna neglect it. Whether he do or he don't, says a lot about the character. But prior to the side, or maybe ego mess his head all up. See, pressure bust a pipe, and even pipes are made by man. Pull a dog on the road with nothing in that unmarked van. Tell him 20 bricks involved and see if loyalty's an issue or he look at y'all crazy like he want to grip the pistol. See, I'm done, man. I ain't got too much.
I like it. That was terrific. But you mentioned Pat Riley. You mentioned basketball. You have a Bulls cap on. Will the Bulls win it all?
Nah.
Ooh. That's
not.
a touchy subject for him.
Why? Why is it touchy?
Well, for one, the Lakers are out.
Yeah, the Lakers, Kobe ain't in, but
The Lakers were out before the season started, it feels like.
Oh.
it was all bad for him, man. I feel bad for the Lakers. That's my favorite team. I feel bad for Kobe. But
I do want to ask you this, Bread Boi. When you were growing up, did you always want to be a rapper?
I definitely did. Music has been my passion for a long time, whether producing, just being around music, being musically inclined something with the art of music is just always been me. So it's pretty much been my passion for a long time.
All right, good stuff. Let's do what we call now the one-on-one rap, even though in this case it's going to be one-on-two, but that's fine. We have two special guests with us, Bread Boi and his beautiful wife, Samantha Cartel. Let's just go through a few things in the headlines because I feel, and this is why we started this show, I feel that hip-hop artists and people in the hip-hop community have a lot to say. They write it in their music, but they don't often get to talk about it in more of a mainstream way. Let me start with this, though, since you're in Detroit. The Tigers are on fire. What does that mean to the community there? I mean, is that a big deal right now, or it's still too early in the season?
No, definitely a huge deal. In the state of Michigan and Detroit in general, there's not too many highlights. So when something good happens, whether it's via sports, music, politics, whatever, it's really a big deal because it's an urban area. So I believe just winning, the Tigers winning and bringing something back is big for the community. It gives us hope that something is good going on out here.
Do you guys believe in the death penalty? You know, the Boston bomber, now they're debating his future. Will he get the death penalty? Will he be spared the death penalty? Do you guys believe in the death penalty?
So for me, personally, I'm technically not American. I'm Canadian. So we don't have the death penalty in Canada. But I do believe in it. I just never really ever thought it was real, to be honest, until I came here and I was told that, they have the death sentence, the death penalty or whatever. But I believe in it. I mean, if your crime is substantial enough, that's your fate.
I really don't agree with the death penalty. I feel like no one has the right to take another's life. I do believe in sitting them down for life and letting them think about what they've done for the rest of their lives. But I don't necessarily agree with the death penalty. I feel like time should take its fate on each individual on its own clock.
You know what? The cities of Baltimore and Detroit are similar in a lot of ways, but as you guys know, Baltimore is literally burning right now. 6 police officers have been charged in connection with the death of an African-American man. I wanted to ask you guys, what is the state of race relations in this day and age? What do you guys see?
I feel like, in the sense, racism still exists on both ends. In some places, for the most part, I believe the world has come a great distance when it comes to race. As far as the situation with the police officers and young black males today, it's a really touchy situation. It's not fair for anyone to abuse power and authority against another in general, whether it's black, white, Mexican, whatever. I just feel like the police haven't really been following the guidelines and being servants of the people lately. They just take things in their own hand and they're attacking, and it's not gonna last long. You can't keep punching and not expected to get punched back. So
I think there's a lot of racist cops out there that causes a lot of the issues, but that's just my opinion.
yeah.
Have you ever been profiled, Bread Boi? Have you ever been stopped and you believe it's because you're black?
Man.
Yeah.
I'm guilty with association from this one.
Definitely. I done been pulled over a few times or just being out walking, minding my business, and just because you look like it, they'll book you like it. So,
What do you say? You know, it's interesting because, what do you say? There'll be a lot of young black men, they look up to you, Bread Boi and Samantha, and the life that you live and the music and your level of success. What do you say to them if they see you, for example, being stopped, and you have a job, obviously, you both are very successful and you're doing your thing. What advice can you guys give young black men who might be going through what you're going through? I mean, because there is this school of thought that believes that, if you just comply, if a police officer asks you to stop, just stop. Don't give him lip. But what advice do you guys give?
My main advice would be to, first off, know the law.
Know your rights.
Know your rights. Know the law. the best thing you can do is comply and go about what they say, because as you can see, it doesn't matter if the camera's on or off. And again, black or white, you will be took down accordingly. They have badges and the power is in their hands in the court of law. So uh, I would say just to stay focused and to not let the things that's happening in today's economy disrupt the thought process to doing right. You still have to lead by example, and whether you see something going wrong or not, you can only be your one person and just do the right thing.
Do you think President Obama has done enough for America and for the African American community in terms of job creation, or do you think that he has not done enough?
I think he served his term well. I think that's just like I said. I'm Canadian,
Right, right.
but from me being here and experiencing everything, I mean, the recession was a big deal a few years ago, and it's kind of turned itself around. So I think he's been a great president. That's just my opinion.
I do
But
believe so. I believe he got on a ship that was already sinking and attempted to make it float. And uh, I think he's done as much as he could possibly do. Maybe there's some turns he could have went the other direction to change the outcome of certain things, but in general, I believe that he's done as good a job as you could possibly do in the state of the America the way it was when he got it.
Let me ask. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Samantha. There's a lot of debate. There's always these polls. What's most important to Americans? Is it the economy? Is it terrorism? Is it job creation? Is it race relations? What's most important to you, and what do you see in your communities?
I would have to say the economy. From an economic standpoint, when the economy is doing good, things are going so bad. Jobs open up. People are able to create situations that wasn't once there. So I would say uh, building the economy is everything. Being from Detroit and seeing it's blocks around here where it's 4 or 5 houses for 2 miles on each block, both sides that's abandoned.
he
So
took me down a couple streets yesterday, and there was
it's
but
real.
like 7 blocks in a row were just abandoned buildings. I was like, this is crazy.
I would think bringing the economy up. All areas aren't um, really that bad. Just maybe the Detroit urban areas. So some places are nice, the outskirts, the urban hills, and places like that. So I mean, it's really to each his own in the area that you live in. But I would think the economy in general in the United States is the most important thing to survival.
All right, we have 2 minutes left. It's our segment that we call Wrap It Up, and we're going to begin Wrap It Up with a piece that's from EveryJoe.com, the website that sponsors this, and they put corruption. Is it worse in free or government regulated markets? How bad do you guys think the corruption situation is, and do you think it's better in sort of more government regulation or just the free markets?
I would say more government regulation.
Yeah. Um, it's just bad in general. Like it's corruption really everywhere you go, and no matter where you turn, but especially in politics and everything else. The fate of what goes on outside in the world in the government system is based on votes and polls and everything else, and it's really corrupted. It's not what it should be. It would seem that people would have the free will to make the right call, and it's not that. It's being uh, it's being manipulated on
Right.
all levels, and it's just not a good thing right now. Not in this day and age. I feel like it's really bad for the community and what's going on. I think more guidance and ordinance needs to happen immediately.
All right, before we let you go, tell us what you guys are working on. You each have a lot going on. Give us a sense of what's going on in the Samantha Cartel Bread Boy world. Tell the fans.
Well, for me, I'm working on a line, a little sneak peek. I'm doing some cosmetics, so that's for me. He has projects coming up also.
Yeah, working on getting this album done, shooting a couple videos. I'll be going to Chicago soon. Also Miami to work with a couple of Brick Squad members, Waka Flocka's camp. Uh, just moving forward, making new business ventures in life, and trying to stay happy in this corrupted world. That's the main thing.
Right.
Well, I want to thank you both for coming on. Thank you for making time in your schedule. I know you guys are both really busy, and we appreciate it. It's Bread Boi and Samantha Cartel. Thank you guys, and really, you so well spoken, and I think some really good messages for young people to hear. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, anytime. And again, thank you to Bread Boi and to Samantha Cartel. This is Rapping with Leiberman, real news, rappers' points of view. And until next time, I'm Jon Leiberman. Thank you for tuning in. This is presented by EveryJoe. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.